I hope you like Ferraris, because today we are looking at Ferrari Challenge Trofeo Pirelli, a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, Wii and DS game. That's a very bizarre set of platforms. Developed by Eutechnyx, who we've looked at before because they did Pimp My Ride, I believe, and Ride to Hell Retribution is another one of theirs, but they did a lot of driving games. This one in particular I've seen around quite a bit. It's an actual licensed Ferrari product. It's got a sticker on the back of the box that says so. And as you might expect, it's a driving game. So this came out in sort of mid-2008. I think it was a little bit later in Europe. And I have done the tutorial, so I'm not going to bore you with that. We're going to jump into a race. Yeah, so in terms of contemporaries, we are talking Gran Turismo 5 Prologue was the start of that year. Race Driver Grid was another one. This is the F430. Look at all these. Ooh. Okay, let's do Monza, but we're going to do Silverstone for sure. Be rude not to. Yeah. So Forza on the Xbox side, 2008 would have been. Well, Forza 3 hadn't come out yet, I think. So Forza 2 was the only thing sort of in this sort of realm. Need for Speed Shift, was that later? And that was later as well. Yeah, so still fairly early on in the 360 PS3 era. And a bit up earlier and was surprised how good it looked, to be honest. The first thing I noticed is it's a PS3 game that will actually output in 1080p. That is a relative rarity. Also, the load times weren't this bad when I tried the tutorial, so... There we go. Yeah, so this game doesn't look half bad. Let me switch it back to... That looks alright. It's got a cockpit view. It's kind of lovingly rendered. So yeah, published by System 3, which is an interesting publisher. Not one I think of very often. Ooh. It's got the driving line from the Forza games. To be honest, you kind of expect it in a modern racing game, but this was still early enough that... Gran Turismo 5 definitely had the racing line thing in it. Yeah, for a 10-year-old racing game, this looks pretty good. I mean, they're claiming some level of simulation. The box says more realistic than Grid and more of a product than Gran Turismo 5, or more to it than Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. That was a bad corner. Which I'm not... Gran Turismo 5 Prologue is kind of its own thing. Ooh. I was worried when I opened the control sheet and it said accelerate with X. I was like, oh god, we're back into... Because the Gran Turismo 5 Prologue was definitely like that. It was old school kind of PS2 controls, but they do let you use the triggers. So let's have a explore. I must apologise, it is the hottest day known to mankind. Sitting inside trying to play racing games from 10 years ago with a whole bunch of new equipment is not, maybe not my smartest move. Yeah, there's multiple camera angles. I quite like this one because it reminds me of Sega Rally or something. Do L1 and R1, that will kind of do this little look to the corners. I like this generic techno music. Did he just crash into the back of me? How rude. Game seems to run alright. Can't complain about the performance of it. How many laps? 3 laps. So we're looking at what, a 6-minute race, roughly? Oh, penalty. Boo. I quite like the timers on the left that tell you how far ahead and how far behind you are of the next person. That's quite cool. I could do without the Ferrari logo in the bottom right. Just cluttering up what is already quite a big HUD. But I can see why it's there. it is, after all, a licensed Ferrari product, so you gotta have. It's not enough that you're driving a Ferrari car and only the Ferrari car. You gotta have the logo in the bottom right. Get past you. Plenty of advertising. That an Acer sign I just saw. Puma. I'm trying to remember the last System 3 game that I saw. I think they were responsible for Putty Squad. Or at least for publishing Putty Squad. The, I want to say, Amiga game that they put out on PS4 and Xbox One at launch. It was a real strange choice, but... in terms of physics, this feels quite arcadey to me. It doesn't feel like it has the authenticity of something like Forza. But then I feel like those games have probably come a long way, and you know, comparing 10-year-old Ferrari Challenge to Forza Horizon 3, which is probably the last one I played, that seems probably quite unfair. What's this, like, sub-rate 9 Inch Nails going on in the background? It's going to turn out to be 9 Inch Nails, isn't it? I don't think it is. It sounds too generic. Also, I'd be surprised if this game had a licensed soundtrack. Oh dear. That's not good. Get out of it. That looks blue. The motion blur is a little bit ropey. You can see the samples. Again, for a game of its caliber, this looks half decent. The thing I can't remember is if whether this was a full release or whether this was like a mid-tier 30 quid game. Because in terms of content, it's never gonna... in terms of content, I would expect it to be more on the level of Gran Turismo 5 Prologue than I would it, you know, Forza 2 or something. I think there's 16 tracks. I don't know how many different Ferraris they've actually modelled. That's the other thing is with a game like this is it's very one-track mind, because at some point you're going to be driving a Ferrari no matter what type, so you don't have the Forza fun of souping up an old, you know, Ford Fiesta to compete against Mazdas and Lexuses. Or Lexi. That's my race. Ninth place, I'll take that. That wasn't too bad. Player. I'm only 14 seconds behind. Alright. You get credits for the end of it. So there's a bunch of modes. I guess we'll go and have a quick look at them, but I'm not expecting to go through every single one with a fine-tooth comb. Especially as the load times seem to be quite horrendous. Again, this is early PS3, so didn't have an install. Yeah, I bet nobody's playing multiplayer. Stylize your cars or add new Ferraris to your collection. What's the Ferrari showroom then? And how many Ferraris do I have? Do I just have the one 430? I like the way the loading thing turns into a little tyre. That's quite cool. Change car. Okay, so I have 3 cars. It appears I have space for 64. Let's see what cars I got. God damn it. I always forget with these consoles I could just download a save game. Mind you, I say that, this game's actually got trophies, which I was surprised by. Compete in a trophy event, time trial, challenge. What's challenge? Alright, let's do North America because at least it's a different track. Oh man, this is going to take forever, isn't it? You have the option to qualify and improve your grid position. Otherwise, you'll be starting in last place. Do you wish to qualify? Yeah, I guess so. Let's try it out. See what qualifying's all about. Okay. Let's leave the pit area. Because I don't know what I want to change. Maybe this is a car nerd game that I'm not going to be equipped to deal with. Whoa! Well, that went badly. It's gonna be hard to beat that lap. Spent most of it on the grass. I didn't realise it's 7 minutes, including pit time, to qualify. Good skid. I guess, is this game 2 licenses? In fact, we've got Ferrari and Pirelli in the title. It definitely feels like a title that's been decided by committee, because Ferrari Challenge something Pirelli is not something that runs off, unless it's a known tournament or something, but it's not a great name for a game. Ferrari Challenge would have been fine. Didn't really need the subtitle. That's probably why the subtitle's so bloody small on the box. Right, let's try again. I'm gonna miss it again. Oh, holy shit. Look at pole position. That's like, what, 30 seconds faster than me? AMD logo? Jesus. All sorts. Can I change this music? Because sound? No, I could turn it down. It should make me feel better, but it wouldn't really give the true Ferrari Challenge experience. I suppose it is quite simmy. The brakes aren't sharp like an arcade game would be. I'm staying up this time. Get more speed. Right. I'm not going to screw this corner up this time. That was much better lap time. So if I do this corner right, I might even cut another few seconds off that. So I wonder why they chose to make this game. I assume it must have been Ferrari were looking to put a game out. I can't imagine that I don't know, maybe somebody went to them with after the license. It's not the first time they've done games like this. You've got Porsche Challenge for the PlayStation and yeah, multiple other kind of weird single brand games. feeling good about this lap time. I don't think it's going to beat pole position, but... Oh, it did! Well, does it mean I can retire then? What is this music? Yes, my current best lap is good enough. Yeah! Ferrari of Quebec, take that. Right, let's see if I can actually win a race then. Okay. This is like a proper racing event with multiple races. Okay. Don't screw up the first corner. This seems like the most dangerous part of this entire course, is the first corner. I think there's a button, yeah, there's a button to look behind me, which is triangle. I was expecting it to be L1 and R1 together, because that's usually what you'd expect from these sort of games, but it's fine. This is still totally playable. This is... looks nice. Handles decently. Fair play, Eutechnyx. This is still a good thing. I wonder what the reviews of this were like. I'm kind of wondering what the longevity of a game like this would be. There's plenty of courses though. And to be fair, if you were looking for a racing game on the PS3 and you'd already rinsed Gran Turismo 5 Prologue, this is probably not a bad alternative while you were waiting for other games of that type to come out. I mean, Gran Turismo 5 was what, 2-ish years after this, so... Wait, have I seriously got to drive this for 13.5 minutes? Well, I mean, that is Ferrari Challenge. I don't think I'm going to make you sit through an entire race of this. And I don't want to sit through it either. This seems totally good to me. It holds up visually. It holds up control-wise. The music's annoying, but most racing games don't have great soundtracks. It's certainly better than... The litmus test I always use is that Burnout Paradise has Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend, and if your soundtrack stoops that low, then... can't complain after that. That's the low point, so... Yeah, still good.